Should we have gone back to the grid? Let's talk about Tron Ares. A highly sophisticated program, Ares, is sent from the digital world into the real world on a dangerous mission. I am a huge fan of Tron Legacy. It's something that I've grown up with, and after 15 years later, which is kind of crazy to say, I think the movie is fantastic. It's not perfect, but oh my god, obviously the thing that everybody loves to talk about is the score by Daft Punk. Absolutely incredible. And the visuals are out of this world. I remember my first 3D experience with that movie in the same realm of Avatar, but Tron Legacy is just something that I hold really close to my heart. So now hearing that this was going to be another addition, the third movie into this franchise, I got excited and I've really enjoyed the trailers. But when I heard who was directing it, the guy that gave us Maleficent 2, Pirates of the Caribbean 5, I got a bit worried. Before going deeper into my review for the film, I gotta talk about the score by 9 Inch Nails. It's a freaking banger. It's fantastic in its own right, something that does feel kind of natural in this world of the grid. 9 Inch Nails, Trent Reznor do a really good job of incorporating their vibes to match the world that we've already become accustomed to. While Legacy focused on family and the sacrifices we have to make, primarily taking place in the grid, this movie takes a more different approach. It does spend time on the grid, but most of the time, it's about getting the grid into the real world. Something that even Tron Legacy teased, something that could be really unique. And now, here we have a movie that is doing that. Fun fact, Joseph Kosinski, for his first film ever, he directed Tron Legacy. So I was kind of disappointed that the guy who gave us Top Gun Maverick and F1 didn't return for the sequel. And instead we get the guy who did Pirates 5. Okay, so here's the thing. Tron Ares, in the simplest way of how I can put my feelings towards it, is this movie frustrated me. On one hand, the style, visuals, and music are absolutely stunning. The grid remains a breathtaking, pulsing world of light and sound. But when the story shifts into the real world, it loses its spark. And the whole premise of this film is hinging on the idea of the grid is coming to real life. Outside of 2 scenes that really stood out to me inside the real world with elements from the grid, like programs, Ares, Athena, the recognizer flying over the city, chasing Greta Lee's character, all those moments are awesome. And I get it, it's popular to say, Jared Leto sucks, he's not a good actor. Really don't understand that. Jared Leto is actually a pretty fantastic actor. Leto plays the character of Ares, an AI brought to life who's essentially a soldier from the grid. And when he needs to be stoic, he achieves that. And when he needs to be curious, he brings that curiosity, because this movie is talking about life. The point of life, what it means to be alive. The script does kind of fall apart in some cases of trying to get you emotionally attached to these characters, but I do appreciate the attempts with the performances from specifically Leto. Greta Lee is an amazing person, an amazing actor, and you need to watch Past Lives if you've never seen it. Here she plays Eve Kim, the CEO of Encom. They let you know that immediately within the first 5 minutes. There's Encom, and then there's Dillinger, and that's where Evan Peters comes in. I'll talk about him in a little bit. But I really couldn't connect with Eve as the CEO, as the emotional arc that they were trying to really heavily land for us in the beginning with the introductory of her character, of why she's doing this, what is her emotional stake in all of this, and why she's trying to achieve this certain level of programming that could change everything in existence. Now here's where my frustration lies with Tron Ares. I've been waiting 15 years for this, and I heard that Sam Flynn's character and Cora weren't really going to be a massive presence. They were not even really going to be in the movie at all because actors, I guess, didn't want to come back or whatever, so I get it, they have to do workarounds. But the story that we get at the end of the day is just about 2 different CEOs competing one another, and then there's an AI program in the middle of this. That part was interesting. Everything else around that, I could care less about. And I love Evan Peters, but his role as the new CEO, Julian Dillinger, is pretty much summing up as an adult man baby screaming in every scene that he's in. And he does a good job in it, but there's nothing around his character that made me say, wow, I really get this dude's motivation. I totally want to see him and his mom have more arguments about who should be in charge of the company. You don't know what you're doing, son. Mommy, I know what I'm doing. I'm gonna type all my problems away. It was stupid. So we get this story rather than a continuation of Sam Flynn and Cora, the ISO, the last surviving ISO, and where everything landed, where it ended off in the sunset for Sam and Cora. We don't get any of that. 15 years later, we don't even get anything? Oh, we do. Slight spoiler, spoiler warning. Ares is at the very end looking at a photo, and it's showing Sam and Cora. And then he pulls up a single photo of just Cora with coordinates. This movie is just a big setup to maybe get some answers from what Tron Legacy was doing. That's all that it is. And oh yeah, I didn't even talk about Jeff Bridges. He's in it for 5, 10, 12 minutes at most. And the way they explain how he's back is quite literally from the script. He's just there. He's just in this other grid. I do still want to see the sequel. It just sucks that for the last half, it felt like a big edge. 5 out of 10. Well, thank you guys so much for watching this review. It really means a lot. Please do not forget to like and subscribe, but most of all, do not forget to be blessed.